Thinking about it, it was through my son. My son decided of finding a place to volunteer during the summer, and he came over, started working, and every day he brought a new story. What a wonderful time he had, how warm everyone was around here and friendly, some of the clients that he met. So as the time went by and I decided that I wanted to volunteer too, I figured that it would be a good idea to start where he had such a great experience. So I came over and was able to get to work in the screening department and especially helping bilingual clients. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love to be in contact with different clients every day. You become like a family member to them. They relate to you, bring their stories, and sometimes share some of the hardships that they're going through. Sometimes you have been in those situations that you're able to share with them and listen to them with compassion. And they all bring so much joy to me. Every time I finish my day and I close that door, I go back home as a better person. You cannot assume that some of the people that are going through hardships haven't worked hard enough to come out of it. For a lot of them are situations that have been beyond their control. Suddenly they are finding without a job, they have been laid off, or there's a health situation at home that they need to take care of, and they don't have the funds sometimes to pay even for the utilities because they put their life in priorities. And that sometimes you tend to think that when you come and work in a food pantry or you're screening, for example, you tend to think you're not gonna be enough, that you might not reverse their situation or solve their problem. And sometimes all they need besides the food is compassion, is a hug, is a smile, is to transmit the message that we're here to help each other. And sometimes that's the only time that they can receive warmth and empathy about what they're going through. My favorite part of the job is hear their stories sometimes, and when you tend to think, oh her life couldn't be worse, they bring so much joy, and their attitude or how they see their problems, sometimes are health problems, sometimes are just normal aging. Like I have a senior, 93 years old, that came here to the pantry, and he's always been very elegant. He always wears his church clothes to come in. And he sat with me and we were talking about his stay at the hospital. He said, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it that I was gonna spend my 93rd birthday at the hospital, and that caught my attention. And immediately I wanted to, pry a little bit and see what made him feel this joy that at this age, he just transmits everywhere he goes. And I asked him, said, if you have two things that you could share with me, to my generation, what would that be? And he looked at me and said, read your Bible. Read your Bible and follow his commands, especially when no one is watching. And as we kept talking, he said, and a second one, do not worry, because God has your back. That day, I became a different person. I can have a different outlook to aging, to moving forward. And hopefully when you get to heaven and those gates open, God looks at you and said, you did a good job. Our purpose in life is just sometimes not to live just for ourselves and for immediate family and for immediate friends and tend to their needs, that there's so much more to do. And God is depending on us to become his hands, his arms, to lend some support to those that need it, that this is an awesome place to give of your time, that everyone is very warm and friendly and fun and joyful, that you don't have to think that you're going to go to a ministry and everyone is going to be kind of somber, not doing, just doing what their heart is calling, but not for you to have a good time and learn from each other while you're here. I would love to, and I sometimes bring some friends to the food fair, and they absolutely love it. I'm not the same person that came here 5 years ago. I'm not. And that was my hope, that I could be transformed, that I could be a different kind of person. More focused in what is important and leave the other things behind. And I think I've accomplished that. And you become richer spiritually. You stop seeing some things that you thought that were important because you put it now in perspective. It has completely changed me. I know it sounds like a cliche, but it really does. I absolutely found my place. I found exactly where I can bring something of myself to others. And that's something that sometimes it stops you. You tend to think, what can I bring? What can I do? And just a little bit that you do, and that's what I would like for everyone to feel too, that it's just in the collectiveness of the effort that we can impact and make a change. Hopefully, we can serve more people. We can just make their life a little bit better. Keep providing the way we're doing. Bring more volunteers. Just extend our volunteers that work in the food fair, that work in the food pantry, that we can never have to say, I'm sorry, we cannot put in your request that we need toothbrushes and toothpaste because we don't have any. I really hope that one day we're just going to have plenty to supply for their immediate needs. Dios manda mensajes, y uno que me ha gustado mucho es de la Madre Teresa, que dice: sé la pluma o el lápiz con el que Dios escribe una carta de amor al mundo. And that means that one of the quotes that have stayed with me was by Mother Teresa, that said, become the pen that God uses to send a love letter to the world.